we're going to list three of our favorite EV stocks not named Tesla. And just to Fat Man Zoom's point, I want to give full disclosure that if you are looking to buy the next Tesla, this is not the list for you, because there isn't going to be a next Tesla as far as EV stocks are concerned. Because what you need to really understand is that Tesla is not an EV stock. It is a technology company. It's a conglomerate full of startups. They are an energy company. Whatever there's so many things going on with Tesla, not related to the automotive sector, and that's why it's valued at $500 million today. And so, not only that, but even when you want to compare it to the automotive side of things, Tesla is so far ahead. Elon Musk just today said that their semi trucks will have 1,000-kilometer range. That's 621-mile range on a semi truck. Nobody's touching that. Nobody. But you guys want to know what we're looking at. We think that there's some possibilities of, some really good moves out of certain ones that we think potentially could move. And so there's so many of them. All these other EV stocks are coming out of the woodwork. We wanted to at least narrow it down to three that you could probably rest your money into if you can afford risk. These are all still speculative, so just keep that in mind. But these are ones we like. Fat Man Zoom, lead it off. What you got?
All right, number one, Don Fran, I got you right away. NIO is number one. A lot of you have been asking about NIO. Brad and I are kind of on the opposite sides of the fence on this one, I think.
Yeah.
But I've come to like NIO. I am not in it. I will not be in it, but I think this is a good trade. If you're making this trade, I'm not mad at you. Here's why I like NIO. So NIO is a Chinese manufacturer. They actually make cars, so they get a bonus point for that. So they've done about 20, they'll do about 20,000 cars this year. So they'll deliver about 20,000, double from last year, still far off a pace of Tesla, but they're growing. And I think they have big growth. They specialize in SUVs. Average cost with the exchange is about 65,000.
Yeah.
So you can see where it kind of positions itself. And by all accounts, it's doing really well in China. And I like it because if you're based in China, I think you have a great opportunity to see success. And the government's doing whatever they can to offer subsidies. And they've actually recently changed their subsidies to encourage more EV vehicles being produced. So NIO, I think, tops that list. And I like it because of that. Now, that's not the main reason why I like it. I really like it because of this battery as a service. Have you heard of this?
No.
So one of the issues with consumers buying EV vehicles is battery life, battery degradation, technology, right? So like by the time you resell it, your batteries, the technology is probably outdated. So what NIO had launched earlier this year was called Batteries as a Service. And so it's a monthly fee that you pay and your battery gets basically updated. So you pay less if you decide to opt into it, because you don't have to. If you decide to opt into it, you pay about 10,000 less off the sticker price up front. So that's cool because you get kind of a deal. And then it amounts to about $150 a month. It ain't cheap, but I like the model and it keeps your battery technology up to date. I think it's super smart. And they're seeing really good demand off of it since it launched. I think it launched in August, maybe a little bit earlier, but they're seeing really good demand on that. So I really love that. And for all those reasons, I think that NIO is positioned really well. I love it as a day trade, a short-term swing. But I think even through next year, NIO is going to be a great play. So I'm a fan. Now, one last bonus fun fact. NIO partnered with Intel for autonomous driving technology. So it's semi-autonomous driving. So they're working with them on that. And we had mentioned that a couple of months ago, I had said that to you about the Intel getting into the autonomous space. So look out for Intel on the fringe with that. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So NIO's my number one.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can see that the chart obviously has been going off. It's up 1,000% this year. So there's definitely some areas that we could potentially see a pullback. Right now, we're seeing that at this point in time. It's 52.60 area. It's down 5% on the day to day. So expect more volatility from this. If you're looking for a potential area to get into NIO on a short-term trade or what have you, 45.64 seems to be a reasonable area for a support. So look for a pullback maybe to there and see if it can bounce. That would be, if I were going to get into NIO, probably an area that I would probably eye up. Mine is going to be Fisker. Now, Fisker, if you guys aren't familiar with this company, you probably are, especially if you're in the EV space. Fisker was a company that existed right around the time that Tesla did. Right around when Tesla originated, we saw Fisker, the Fisker Karma, probably, in my opinion, one of the sexiest EVs that we've seen, especially during that time. The Fisker Karma was a sexy vehicle. Had a lot of problems though. Caught on fire a lot. So that was a big problem. It still kind of is a big challenge for EVs. It's just getting started too. That the batteries are so flammable that it really presents itself a challenge. That most of them have been able to overcome, but nevertheless, that was a big problem for Fisker back then. They ended up going bankrupt after selling it to a Chinese company, and we know how that story ended. Now, Fisker's coming back. Henrik Fisker, who's the CEO, founder of Fisker, is a world-renowned designer. Designed the BMW Z8, designed the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. So no kidding, that's why the Fisker Karma was such a sexy vehicle. Now, though, he has created or designed the Fisker Ocean, which is an SUV. He's touting it to be the most sustainable SUV on the planet, building it with products that are, vegan products. There's no leather in the vehicle as well. So he's taking the Elon Musk, I guess, approach to sustainability and just taking it another step further, even when it comes to the insides of the car, the guts of the car, trying to make it as sustainable as possible, which is great. And I think that that's definitely an opportunity. My thing is too, for Fisker, I think that, and we'll pull up the chart here, is that they were a SPAC. So if you guys don't know what a SPAC is, they're a special acquisition company. They actually reverse merged into a blank check company is another word for it. And this has actually made some really strong moves. This is actually much cheaper than NIO is. The difference is that Fisker does not yet have a product, whereas NIO does. But I think the potential here is very, very good because of the experience that Henrik Fisker and the Fisker company brings. This Ocean actually looks like it looks like a real car. You know how you have some of these EVs that just look like they're out of this world. And I think that there's definitely a market for those folks, especially the Cybertruck kind of people, where it just looks so far out of this world that maybe it's a little bit before its time. Whereas the Fisker Ocean looks like, kind of reminds me of a Range Rover, what have you. So I think it appeals to that crowd, those people that just aren't ready to take that leap in the Cybertruck territory, but do want an electric vehicle, do want to have some sustainability to it. Has advertised 300-mile range. So sticking with that, what have you, the competition when it comes to everyone else not named Tesla, it's going to be priced in less than $40,000 starting out. So I think that Fisker definitely has the opportunity. I think they have one of the better potentials of doing really well moving forward into the EV space.
All right, and number 3, final stock to look at EV not named Tesla would be General Motors, GM. And I wanted to include this because I felt like we needed an American name. I feel like there's going to be a lot of pressure on these companies to compete with Tesla, and who's going to do it. And it looks like it's going to be GM.
Yeah.
And GM, the more I researched this, admittedly, I didn't know a lot. I mean, I knew about the Nikola deal, which is up 18% today. Nonsense. I looked at that deal, or I knew about that, but like beyond that, I didn't really realize how much they're invested in it. And they've actually been talking about this really since 2018, hardcore, like we're going all in on the autonomous driving, not just the EV.
Yeah.
So a couple of things I found out. Let me set the stage. So GM filed bankruptcy in 2009, and the U.S. Treasury bailed them out, if you remember. And the the treasury had then held 66% of GM. And so the following years were really challenging for GM, not just because they had issues with their cars and recalls and whatever malfunctions, but they also had the US Treasury owning 66%, and they were hell bent on basically getting that off the book. So it took them about 3 years, which was really impressive, where in 2013, they basically recouped all their shares, paid that debt off, and then they moved towards now, which is the future of GM. So they're really aggressive as far as I think they do a great job for their shareholders as far as like share buybacks. I think you're going to see maybe not with the growth now, but you'll see opportunities where they're looking to either give dividends, distributions, or whatnot. So I like them for that because I think their management's really smart. I like how they're moving forward. Their fundamentals are good for an automotive company. Here's where they get on the list for me. It was just announced and it was leaked that their Cadillac division, they had reached out to all their dealers and they basically said, hey, we're moving to EV. We're going to buy, you have an option. You can either invest in EV, or if you're not a fan of EV, we're going to give you $500,000. That's a huge hit.
Jesus.
But what kind of commitment were you willing to give a dealer $500,000 buyout to start producing EV vehicles? So that to me shows the priority for them. And if nothing else, I think for the next however many months to a year, you're going to see them just making moves and they're going to continue to make headlines. So I like that because that means they're all in on EVs. Whether it's going to be the best vehicle, that remains to be seen. Where it lands, I don't know. But that's going to take a hit. Not only are they going to have to pay out $500,000 buyouts, and that's not everybody, just whoever wants to take it, but then it's going to cost those dealers $200,000 to upfit with the battery technology, the training, and whatnot. Sorry about that. And so because of that, I feel like there's huge opportunities for them. And again, their autonomous driving, I think they're going to be a leader towards that. Not to mention, here's a subtle thing. Teslas are very specific. They're sexy. They target a specific person. And I think companies like Ford and GM will be able to target like the average Joe, the blue collar. I don't think Tesla's for blue collar. So if they're smart, they'll go after that as well. And that's a huge opportunity. For those reasons, GM is on my list of top EV stocks to buy.
Yeah. Brand loyalty cannot be overstated with these kind of companies. And so definitely agree with you. Let's not forget the Hummer, even though it's a weird looking thing, some pretty innovative stuff on that Hummer too. That could definitely spark some interest. We saw that the top of the line Hummer EV actually sold out within hours. So the pre-order sold out within hours. So definitely something to be said for that. And there you have it. Those are the 3 EV stocks not named Tesla that we are looking at that could be potential buys. And again, if you are looking for the next Tesla, just go buy some Tesla. But if you got to have something in the EV space that's not named Tesla, these are the ones that we would consider taking a look at and potentially getting into. All right. That's it for our EV sector. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let us know what you guys think in the comments too, as far as that's concerned, on your favorites as well.
We have a new member, Christopher Joseph. Welcome to the Chaos Crew.
Welcome, man. Happy to have you. Yeah, so if you guys are watching and you're not part of the Chaos Crew, you can click the join button next to subscribe, or there's a link in the description. We put out a daily watch list for our Chaos Crew members, and we are coming up on 1,000 Chaos Crew members, which is pretty incredible. And we actually have a giveaway. Fat Man Zoom, you want to explain to them what that is?
Yeah. So speaking of Tesla, we are going to give away 1 share of Tesla to a lucky Chaos Crew member when we hit 1,000 Chaos Crew members. So we're right around the corner. We're a little over 50 away from hitting 1,000. When we hit 1,000, the following Stock Watch Sunday, we're going to do a random drawing and we're going to pick 1 Chaos Crew member. And you, my friend, will get a share of Tesla. We will buy that for you.
for whatever it's trading at that point. So
No, goddamn,
Tesla's
slow down,
cost-
Tesla.
this is costing us more and more money as each day goes by, but that's all right. We'll take it. So if you guys want to be part of the Chaos Crew, we'd love to have you over. We also do private live streams as well as helpful tip videos that are not publicly published. And then also for level 2 Chaos Crew folks, you get access to our public portfolio, which we're actually looking to evolve a little bit and maybe create an even alert service for that. So if you guys want to be part of that, we'd love to have you over. Again, hit the join button, and also the link is in the description as well if you can't find that join button.